Hello, everyone. My name is Harini Krishnan, and I go to Folsom High School. Welcome to Know Your Charity, a talk show series that I'm being honored to host in 2021. The intent of this series is to bring representatives or leaders of various nonprofit or charitable and voluntary organizations in the greater Sacramento area. I'm hoping through this series, we get to hear the great humanitarian work that these people and their organizations do in the community. This will serve as an inspiration for students and their families to help out in the community, especially during this pandemic. Today, I have with me Michele Cordoba, who is the Clients Relations Manager at Twin Lakes Food Bank. She has previously worked as a registered nurse specializing in geriatric psychiatry. Her job at Twin Lakes Food Bank includes coordinating and managing volunteers, providing a safe space for volunteers and clients, and coordinating efforts with the community to bring food to groups of people who cannot come physically to the food bank. Welcome, Michele.
Hi, thank you.
We're so excited to have you.
Thank you very much for having us.
Okay, so let's go straight into it. So what is Twin Lakes Food Bank? What do you do?
So Twin Lakes Food Bank is under the umbrella of Sacramento Food Bank, and we are considered a food pantry, although we were a food bank before we entered under the umbrella of Sac Food Bank. We provide food in the form of groceries, fresh produce, meats, milk, eggs, as well as non-perishable food to the community of Folsom, as well as Granite Bay and El Dorado Hills.
Okay, that's amazing. What kind of services do you do for the community?
So 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we provide a drive-through service now. It used to be back before COVID. It used to be where you would come to the food bank and you could pick out, it was client choice. You could, the clients could pick out food that they wanted, their own desserts, their own breads, that kind of thing. Once COVID hit, we knew we were essential to the community and that we needed to figure out a way to get food to our clients that needed it in a safer manner. Twin Lakes Food Bank is a very small space here, and so having that many clients and volunteers on campus was going to be difficult. Luckily, we are right across the street from Mount Olive Church, and they have allowed us to use their parking lot as our drive-through. So 3 days a week, we have a drive-through service, and clients come up through the drive-through, let them know how many people are in their family, and we load up their trunks with groceries.
Are there any how do you guys identify who gets to get the food, or is it just in general anybody?
So we have to have a guideline, but that's always, we don't always, we leave it up to you. If you need food, you're gonna come. And at this point, it's $30,000 or less. During COVID is what the salary, what your income should be. But during COVID, we don't really have any restrictions. If somebody needs food, we have food and we're going to give it to them.
Okay, that's amazing. So who benefits from what you guys do? Because you obviously do a lot of good things.
So we have our regular clients that come through the drive-through. And in addition to that, we started with our Pantry on Wheels program, which goes out to different low-income senior communities in Folsom. And we do that once a week and serve anywhere from 30 to 80 seniors at that time, and we bring them groceries. We've expanded that to include Folsom Lake College. We have different, we call them POP programs, pantry outreach programs that are different low-income apartment complexes, various different organizations, powerhouse ministries that need to fill their small on-site pantries. And so we provide goods to them as well.
That's awesome.
You know,
So,
actually, we have one more thing.
oh
We
yeah,
have Angels on Wheels. Angels on Wheels is such a great program. So this is uh, volunteers that come and they actually pick out groceries for individual clients that are homebound. So they get to know them, they know their dietary needs, and so they come and they get food for them here, and then they deliver it to them, and they're able to connect with them that way, which in COVID times, sometimes our Angels on Wheels volunteers are the only people that these people get to interact with. So everything's done in a safe, COVID-friendly way, but it's a great outreach program that that we're really proud of.
that's amazing. So, as like an organization itself, do you guys have employees or is it mostly all voluntary?
So we have 8 employees. One is full-time. Our director, Lisa Tudor, is full-time. And then we have 7 part-time employees, and they are responsible for the volunteers. We have pre-COVID 120 plus volunteers that volunteer every week. And they're also in charge of the client base, the computer system, and then the grocery store deliveries, pickups, that kind of thing. So it's organized by the staff, who are all pretty much part-time, and then of our volunteer base, which at this point during COVID is probably 12 to 15 volunteers at any given time on campus. Before that, like I said, we had a lot more volunteers that could be here, but we're trying to be COVID safe.
Yeah, okay. So, in general, how do you guys get like funds to run the organization?
Donations.
Donations?
We are not funded. We're not. We do get some grants. There are some companies that give out grants, and we'll apply for those if it's something. But it's usually a specific need that we have that we'll get the grant for. But other than that, it's community donations, and people have been so generous from the start of COVID till now. I think that we could always use donations. When COVID first started, there was a huge decline in the amount of goods that we were getting donated by grocery stores. So grocery stores donate usually things that are on the brink of expiration, things that they've over ordered, that kind of, and then we get donations from the general public. And during that first couple months of COVID, everything declined. We were not getting donations from the public because they were keeping it, basically for themselves. They were worried, and they also didn't want to drive out, to a food bank and risk exposure. The grocery stores were seeing that all of their shelves were being wiped clean. People were hoarding, and so we didn't get a whole lot of stuff. And that was when you have to turn around and purchase. Luckily, we have places like Rayleigh's and Bel Air and Sam's Club and Walmart and Target that have been amazing supporters. But when they're wiped out and don't have anything to give, then we have to turn around and purchase items through the food bank, through SAC Food Bank. So donations that are given go directly to either running the operation or to purchasing things like eggs and milk and things meat that we wouldn't normally have.
Okay, yeah. So how can the general public help, like, and especially like students, what can they do?
Oh, there's so much. So students, I know that our hours kind of coincide with your school hours, so that's not conducive to actually volunteering. But starting a food drive in your neighborhood, reach out to us and let us know that you're planning on doing something, and we can let you know what we're short of. We're always short of meat products. Anything in a pop top, any main dishes like chili or tuna, that kind of thing. We always could use that. Think of things that are you could eat easily from a can if you're homeless. That's always needed. And then financial donations. If you can gather friends and maybe set a goal and donate that way, that is hugely appreciated.
Okay, that's a great idea. Yeah. Talking about the food itself, I was just wondering, like, how do you guys store the food?
That's a good question. So we have an offsite warehouse. When we have big food drives in the community, everything pretty much gets boxed up and brought over there, and it's stored there. All of our non-perishable things, we have freezers, we have commercial grade, we have a huge walk-in freezer, we have commercial grade refrigerators for produce and dairy, and then shelves for bread and dessert. And when the food comes in, it's separated into different categories, like our canned meats and main dish, all of our pastas, and then those are stocked on certain shelves that we bag from. So those go up to an organized shelf, and then they're put in, our volunteers put them in bags so that all the bags are the same that go out. And that's how it's bagged up. And then the fresh produce and perishable items are put in at the very end before it gets delivered across the street to the waiting cars.
Okay. So say that someone brings in like expired cans, what would happen with those things?
So expired cans, we actually go by the Sacramento Food Bank's recommendation, which is 5 years post the expiration date. So we do hand out, what we have done is we hand out things that are 3 years expired, and then the things that are beyond that are given out as just extras. So before COVID, people could pick that stuff out themselves. Now we're just putting things in and into the bags, and people can decide whether or not they want to eat it. For the most part, canned goods are and this was hard for me when I first started here. At home, when it's expired, I toss it. And canned goods have a suggested date, but they're definitely good for beyond the expiration date. So we try not to throw anything away that somebody might use and hand it out.
Okay, yeah. I know you briefly touched upon this earlier, but so say that clients come in, do they have a choice of what they want, or do you just bag whatever you have there?
Pre-COVID and post-COVID, they will always have a choice. I think that the dignity that comes from being able to choose your own food, it's some people eat certain types of food, and we want to be able to give them that same opportunity when they come in. So before COVID, the people had a choice. They could choose what kind of meat they want. They could choose the type of milk. I never knew how many types of milk there were. There's oat milk and almond milk, and so we definitely give them a choice. And when COVID allows us to open our doors back up, there will be a choice again. Right now, they're given bags that are just based on what we have. If they do have dietary needs, like some people don't drink dairy, but they will request oat milk or almond milk, our volunteers will run back in to the refrigerators and grab what they need. So special requests can be accommodated, but yeah, one day when we get back to normal, they'll have choice again, and we're looking forward to that.
Okay, yeah, that's amazing that you guys have that on hand. So what kind of donations are acceptable, or is it just anything?
Non-perishable. So at this point, anything non-perishable, we do accept homegrown fruits. So if you've got an orange tree that's overflowing, we would love to be able to give out those oranges. So, but other than that, it can't be food that's homemade, or any types of meat that we are unsure of how it has been refrigerated before. So anything non-perishable is great to donate.
Okay, that's great. I was just wondering about this. Like, do you guys have like a most popular item or something that gets used up faster, I guess?
Macaroni and cheese, that's
Okay.
that's huge. Um, and I would say anything that homeless can heat up. So our homeless bags, they are made based on being able to access hot water or being able to be eaten out of the can. So anything, like I said, with a pop top is preferred, or anything that's like the mac and cheese that you can just add hot water to and then stir it up, and or top ramen cup, cup of noodles, that kind of thing. Those things are great for our homeless population, and we go through those fast. Tuna in a pouch, that kind of thing. Yeah, right now we are a little overwhelmed with baby products. So things like formula and diapers, we definitely don't need those right now. Feminine products are huge. Anything that feminine products, cleaning supplies, that kind of stuff we can take, and people are asking all the time for laundry detergent or dish soap, that kind of thing. Shampoo, conditioner, that stuff that we rarely see donated. We get some stuff from Walmart or Target, but those are things that people need and are kind of, pricey. Shampoo and conditioner can be pricey, and so that's stuff that we could definitely use.
Okay, that's a good thing to keep in mind, that anything is acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some challenges that you guys are facing, especially during COVID? I know you touched upon that,
Yeah.
but anything?
Yeah, it's been huge. It's been a hard blow because we don't have, it's not like we're a grocery store that people can stay 6 feet apart. So our volunteer base has basically been cut in half. We are trying to get by with the least amount of volunteers on campus as possible. So we have, and our volunteers pre-COVID were mostly people over 60, retired people that were looking for something to do, a way to socialize. And those volunteers just don't feel safe, coming out in COVID, which they shouldn't. They should definitely stay home and stay safe. So our at the beginning, our big hardship was how are we going to get volunteers that are willing to come and brave this. And so we put an call out there, and we put a sign up link on our website, and I was amazed with how many people are signing up online. We need 3 to 4 cart runners, car loaders, that kind of thing, in addition to our regular volunteers each week. And people are signing up, and it's rain or shine. They were here when it was 104 out this summer, and they've been here when it's been raining. So thank you to anybody that signed up. And if you are interested in signing up, our sign up button is on our website and available.
Okay, that sounds amazing that you guys were able to overcome the circumstances. Yeah. Do you care to share the location, so whoever, if
Sure.
they're interested, they can go look for more information or donate?
Sure. So our web address is twinlakesfoodbank.org. It's a little long, sorry. Twinlakesfoodbank.org. We are at 327 Montrose. And like I said, right across the street from Mount Olive Church. We're open to the public Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9:30 to 12:30 at this time. So if you're in need of food, groceries, any of that, please come see us. We would love to help you out. And if you'd like to donate, those are the donation times as well. We have a shopping cart out front with a donation sign. You can just put stuff in the cart. Like I said, monetary donations are appreciated too. Feel free to either mail them in to 327 Montrose in Folsom, or you can drop them by at any time during those hours, and we'll take it. So.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all I had. Thank you so much for talking to me and to all of us.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed and got inspired to help out in the community. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments and feedback. If you want to, you can email me at knowyourcharity5@gmail.com, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.